Hey guys, before we get started, I want to talk to you about this week's video sponsor, Audible. Audible is helping me make these videos for you so I can spend more time in the shop, and I'm going to tell you about what they have to offer. Audible is the online retailer for the best source of all spoken word content. You guys know Audible. You've heard about them. Now they have a thing called Audible Plus, which is a fantastic service that not only gets you thousands upon thousands of hours of original content from exclusive series to ad-free television. Also, the podcast and audiobooks are included in that as well. I'm going to tell you about a little book that I've been listening to. Well, I've listened to it quite a few times and I've read it way back when. It's called The New 1 Minute Manager. It has helped me exponentially with my career, not only as an associate, but as someone who is leading people in the management role and also helping me deal with clients in my maker business as well. So if you want to get your hands on all this awesome stuff that Audible has to offer, definitely go to audible.com/glimpse. The information's on the screen. You can also text glimpse to 500-500 and start your free 30-day trial today. Thank you so much, Audible, and thank you guys for watching, as you supporting them helps them support me so I can spend more time in there. Let's get to the video. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My last video, I showed you my woodworking journey, at least a small part on how I got into this and how I was able to make it profitable, because I didn't want to spend a bunch of the hard-earned money I made at work. I wanted woodworking to be its own self-sustaining hobby. In doing that, I sold some of these. These cornhole boards piqued a lot of interest in a lot of people. I got some emails saying, hey, isn't that copyright infringement? And so in today's video, I think it's worth noting that makers, yes, they make a lot of things for a lot of people, and they may use images that maybe they shouldn't. And so professionally, I'm a bakery manager. I've done it for about 20 years. And there is a lot of copyright laws we have to abide by. By producing images on cakes, I have to turn a lot of customers down because things are not licensed to us. Let me explain this a little bit more in detail. Thanks for joining me, and let's dive right into makers, copyrights, and do's and don'ts. All right, let's go. Quick disclaimer here, okay? I'm gonna discuss in detail my experiences with copyright laws. That doesn't mean this is the be-all, end-all source for you to go by, okay? I'm gonna give you illustrations of what I've done and what's worked. Now, I don't want you to do something and do it wrong and say, well, Chris said. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna put you on a trajectory that gives you the right path to show you how and when and why you can use copyrighted images and the correct way to do it. If you veer off that trajectory and do a complete 180 and do something wrong, don't go blaming me. Okay, just want to throw that disclaimer out there. So the questions were basically this: how was I able to reproduce these images on these cornhole boards? Say the Buccaneers, the Packers. I mean, they're all over here. I got some Gators, Jaguars. I live in the South, that's what we do. So how was I able to reproduce those with those images and still sell them to make money? Because essentially those organizations own the copyrights to those images and likenesses. Now, a copyright is essentially something that an individual or a company owns. They own the rights to it, whether it's an image, a likeness, or a musical song, you name it, right? And you have to get permission to use those. So I would essentially need the permission of, say, the president of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to use their logo. But let me explain how we got around that. Okay, so here's how this works. A client hired me to make them a cornhole board with using the Buccaneers logo, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, I don't have rights to that. But however, I told them, go online or go to your local sports mania place, whatever they're called, and purchase some fathead decal logos from them. They're for sale. The Buccaneers are then going to make a profit on selling something that is officially licensed. And they are now proud owners of decals. And then they hire me to make color schemed cornhole boards. And then guess what? We put them on the boards. So they're paying me for the boards, they're not paying me for the image. One way to get around this is to actually have those customers put them on the boards themselves. They can do what they want to with the image. I'm gonna explain how that works in my professional life with birthday cakes, so check this out. So on occasion, you've probably been to a birthday party and you've seen a cake there, and the cake had officially licensed products or imagery, such as, like, say, the Avengers or Paw Patrol, Spider-Man, who knows, maybe Disney princesses, anything, could be anything. But here's the deal. So those cakes are officially licensed. Those images, those toys, we purchase those from another retailer and we get those delivered in. And then we have a book. You've probably seen it. You can flip through it, or you can go online and look at different cake designs. And we have to represent that image of that toy just like that on that cake. That's the copyrighted image. And all's kosher because we purchase those toys and kits from another retailer, and the customer then pays, right now at this very time within our company, pays an extra $9 on top of the cost of the cake to have that licensed image or toy put on it. So everything's kosher, everything's good, and it's done the right way. But sometimes customers come in and they want something that we don't have licenses to. So I'm gonna explain how we get around that. So yeah, I've been dealing with copyrights for a long time in my career, and a lot of people come up. I'll give you an example. It happened to me last week. Lady came up and said, hey, I want a Super Mario Brothers cake. Well, we don't own the rights to Super Mario Brothers, nor does the company that we buy our toys from have that available to us. So I can't reproduce a Super Mario Brothers likeness without their permission. So how do we get around that? Well, the same kind of action applies to the customer at this point. They have to go online and find figurines or whatever they want in that Super Mario Brothers theme. However, I can decorate a cake that has a grass theme, maybe with a trail going down it, something reminiscent of an environment that Mario might run around. When the customer gets home, they do what they want to with whatever intellectual property they purchased on both items. They purchased the cake from us and they purchased the toys from an online retailer. Everything is kosher, and what they do with it at home, well, that's their business, and that's okay, because everyone in this process has gotten the benefit of them wanting their desired result. So I hope that makes sense. Now you might be saying, well, doesn't that just entice customers to do their own thing and steer clear of the extra $9? No, it doesn't, okay? Because what we offer are really great different images that are trendy, that are today's topics. So we try to keep up with that, giving people the option to where the $9 of an extra charge for a copyrighted image isn't that big a deal. I do want to say this though, to be in a grocery business, at least we say, we're not necessarily in the grocery business, we're in the people business. But I take it a step further and I say personally that I'm in the accommodation business. I try to think of that in my woodworking career as well, but I'm also thinking of that in my people-pleasing nature that I have in the retail establishment in which I work. So I want to accommodate people, okay? I'm not gonna break the law by doing it, but I want to accommodate people who come in who want to come see us again. And I'm not gonna send somebody away with a bad taste in their mouth of a company that I love. So just keep that in mind, okay? Okay, so here are, oh man, okay. What you doing? What you doing, though? Okay, so here are some do's and don'ts that you can do, that you can't do when you're making things for profit in the maker community. Now, a lot of you guys and gals have these things called CNC machines and laser cutters, and you guys can represent almost anything to a T perfectly and give it to somebody, that's fine, but you can't sell it unless you have the rights to it. So I'll give you an example. Let's say you want to make a cutting board and you're going to make it for, who knows, Florida State Seminoles. And you've got some woods that resemble those colors. You've got the garnet and gold, okay? So that's fine. You can make that cutting board and you can put in there, go Knowles. You can carve that with a CNC machine, fill it with some epoxy, no problem. All right, but what you can't put is Florida State Seminoles, all right? Because they own the rights to the actual name. The little nickname, the Knowles, isn't copyrighted. And a lot of times we do this in our business as well when we're writing on cakes. We can definitely do the theme of a sports team, the colors, and then write, you know, go Jags. Essentially, I'm gonna lay out some Florida teams because that's where I am. But that's how we get around that kind of thing. And you can do the same thing in the maker community. You just can't put the actual, you know, the Indian head as their logo on there, but you can definitely do something very similar. You could put some feathers, you could put maybe a tomahawk spear. Did I just say tomahawk spear? Tomahawk spear? Yes, I did. You know, maybe that would be a cool project. Talk about a multitasker of a weapon there. Tomahawk spear. You can put go Knowles, do whatever you want. All that stuff is fine, but you can't do the likeness of their image. So I hope that brings to light some of the do's and don'ts about this. This is kind of a gray area for a lot of people, and most people know the copyright laws and kind of understand it, but you know, some people don't. And I don't want people to get in trouble in this community who are selling things for, you know, it could just be for friends and family, but if you're making money, you can't use those images unless someone else pays for them, or you're gonna get in trouble. So guys, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video. This is a quick one. I've got a lot of projects going on back there, but I will tell you this, the last couple of videos have been me just kind of talking to the camera and sharing some information and sharing some knowledge, because right now I've transferred stores in my professional life and I'm not working the same schedule anymore. Before, I was working a lot of really early mornings, going in at 4 or 5 in the morning, sometimes going in at 1, but I would be able to get off around 10, 11 o'clock, and I would still have like an extra day off. Right now, I'm working further from home, and I have to go in a little later in the day. So if I'm working like 7 to 6 or even 8 to 7 sometimes, I get home, I spend time with the kids, and there's not much time to do things because, well, my schedule's a little off. And I'm not just gonna get up early in the morning before work and come out here and make something. I don't know, maybe I should. But anyway, that's gonna change here in the next month or so, and we'll get back to a normal video production cycle. But I really hope that these videos are helping you guys along and at least giving you a taste of something that is, well, a glimpse inside for now. So again, my name's Chris. Thank you so much for being here. You guys are awesome. Thank you very much for listening. And I'll see you on the next one. Next time I'll build something. See you later. So one of the cool things about editing on this phone that's in my hand right now is that I can sit here outdoors and edit a video with this little gal right here. She likes joining me for this kind of stuff, don't you? Hey, say hi.
Hi.
Say bye.
Bye.
See you guys later.